All right, guys, once again, I am Tom Downey. That is Jimmy Crowther here. Let's talk about our top benches then in the NBA. Reminder, these are benches only.
Only the bench.
So if we went through the top, we went to the top 10 starting lineups earlier. So if you were started there, you don't count for this.
Exactly.
We're trying to keep it consistent there. So you'll see benches only here. That's important. Doesn't count if you are a starter. Now, of course, there will be ebbs and flows, but we're trying to keep it consistent here. Now, we ask you this question first to start. Who is the deepest team in the NBA? We have our answer.
We have our answer. You gotta wait for it.
We're not going to say it.
You gotta wait for it.
Because we have our thoughts here. Now, there are several deep teams out there, and I'll give you guys a little tease here. At least for me personally, I think the top 4, there's a big jump in quality. And I think inside that top 4, you can make an argument for them even being number 1.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think you made some really compelling arguments for once we get there. But this is what we went with. I'm happy with this list.
Apologies if we did not get your team in here. Like the Heat, they were the Hawks. I had them like number 11 on this list here.
Yeah, there were quite a few we had to leave off.
Yeah. All right, number 10, the Denver Nuggets, Jimmy. I think a lot of this depends on the health of Michael Porter Jr.
Yes, 100%. But getting Jeremy Grant was a huge step in the right directions for this bench. Also, Monty Morris became one of the best three-point shooters last year. And, I mean, Mason Plumlee has been consistently good, which is really just a weird thing to say. But I really like what the Nuggets have off the bench for them.
My initial thought was, it's kind of high for Denver. I don't know if they should be number 10. Then we looked at the raw numbers for this team. Monty Morris had 10 points a game last year. Malik Beasley had 11. Jeremy Grant is a borderline starting caliber power forward. Plumlee's fine. Michael Porter Jr. is the big asterisk there. I think so too is Bol. There's not great guard depth overall once you get outside of that top unit, but it's a good squad, I think. In terms of bench unit.
I agree. And look, Bol, huge question mark. We don't even know if he's going to make that reserve list right there. Also, they really
can't say Bol.
You can't say it.
Can't say it.
Everyone's going to say it anyway. But Torrey Craig. Torrey Craig is also really good. They liked him a lot. He's a good defensive player for them. So, again.
They're still pretty high on Juan Hernan-Gomez, too.
Yeah, so if Michael Porter Jr. can be half of what they drafted him to be, they're going to be fine.
Again, this was the trade, by the way, that got them Jeremy Grant. That's why his jersey is different than everybody else, because he was traded from the Oklahoma City Thunder in exchange for a first-round pick that I'm pretty sure it's top 20 protected. Is that right?
I think that's right.
It's somewhere in that range, so i.e., it's going to be a late first-round pick.
Yeah, it'll be 25 to 30.
Yep. All right, next up, number 9, the Indiana Pacers. A pair of holidays on this team. And then my favorite guy on this bench, Jeremy Lamb, who is low-key super underrated by the NBA because the Hornets were terrible last year and nobody paid attention.
You know what's weird? That Hornets team was like fighting for an 8 seed, but it seemed like they were way worse than they are because they're just terrible now. But obviously they have Justin Holiday. They have Aaron Holiday, who they hope takes a huge step forward. They drafted Goga Bitadze, who's one of those kind of NBA-ready Euro prospect guys. And then TJ McConnell, they picked him to back up Malcolm Brogdon as well. You can't forget about Dougie McBuckets off the bench.
He adds the shooting there. They need better play from TJ Leaf. And they have good guard depth, too. Yeah. McConnell and Justin Holiday are quality players.
Absolutely. Yeah. And they like what they have in Elise Johnson as well, so we'll see what he can become.
Lamb, I could actually see starting, especially if Victor Oladipo does not start the year healthy.
Yeah, I think they brought him on kind of as insurance for Oladipo, but also like, hey, look, even if you're not starting, you're going to be our sixth man. Like, you're going to come off the bench and provide instant offense. The dude put up 15 points per game last season with the Charlotte Hornets. I like what Indiana is building this season.
All right, guys, make sure you are subscribed to us here on Chat Sports. Let's up those numbers here. Let's get higher, Jim. Let's get to 150. That's the next target number we have in mind for us here.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're growing. We hit the 130 mark pretty easily, but now it's time to take that jump. Forget about 140. That's little man numbers. We're getting to 150.
Rookie numbers. 150 is the next number there. So make sure you guys are subscribed. I don't know when we'll hit 150. That might take a little bit. That is a pretty big growth there. But you have friends, because you guys all have friends, because you're cool people. Tell a friend. We'd appreciate that. All right, number 8, the Boston Celtics. Jimmy.
This is one of the youngest benches in this top 10.
That's very true.
But has the potential to be even higher than they are right now if they all reach their full potential. They obviously have Marcus Smart. He's what he is. He's a great defensive player, and he's become a great three-point shooter. They drafted Carsen Edwards. They drafted Romeo Langford. They have Daniel Tice, who's a good stretch 5 in Brad Stevens' system, but I think he needs to play the 4 position more. If you just roll out a bench lineup, that's a lot of fun to watch on the floor.
I know Boston fans like Vincent Poirier. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly.
The Flying Frenchman.
Oh, that's such a good nickname. You know what? Based on that nickname alone, he is a top 10 player in the NBA. Oh. That is an elite nickname.
Now that's a jump.
The Flying Frenchman.
It's a bit of a jump.
Fine, top 10 backup center. Better?
Sure. But one guy that's absolutely undoubtedly top 10 because he went to Oklahoma State University is Marcus Smart.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
You all said yes.
That's fine. I just want to. We have to mention it here,
okay?
Because Santiago Hernandez is already asking about it. Where's Tacko, you hater?
Yeah,
he wasn't on there.
You know what? I left him off because he signed an Exhibit 10 contract. He's not on an actual contract right now.
Okay.
So had he signed a real NBA contract, he would have been on that backup list.
So he's not a two-way player, and he's not a one of their 15 roster spots. Therefore, you left him off.
He is a training camp invite for now. If he makes the roster, we'll put him on there.
Okay. Number 7 then, that is the Milwaukee Bucks. A big boost for them most recently was Kyle Korver's pickup.
Absolutely. And Robin Lopez to back up his brother. Like, that's super cool. And
Lopez
super
twins.
And they kept George Hill, who I think is a top-tier backup point guard in the league.
Yeah, Hill is a good player. Pat Connaughton is on there. I might hopefully see more from Dante DiVincenzo.
Yeah.
He's kind of been a little bit quiet there. DJ Wilson kind of fits in that Ilyasova type mold, I guess, if he can develop. I know you still have some hope for him.
I like DJ Wilson. They really like him defensively. Hey, I think he's got a lot of progress to go.
The Dragon Bender is there right now.
Yeah, we'll see if he ever lives up to that 4th overall pick. He is only 24 years old. But
there's still time. Yeah. But I think Korver was the big addition for me because, especially down the stretch in games, there's a role for him on that team.
If you can shoot a three-pointer, there's a role for you on any team.
True.
And Kyle Korver, it's just perfect. I mean, they need somebody to stretch the floor alongside Giannis Antetokounmpo. That's exactly what Kyle Korver does. It was a great pickup for Milwaukee, and it'll be good for Korver as well.
All right, speaking of the Bucks here, which team should be the favorite to come out of the Eastern Conference? Let us know in the comments section.
It's been tough because I like Philly's starting 5 a lot, but they just don't have any depth, so I'm going to stick with Milwaukee on this one.
I think that the Bucks are still the correct answer there. I think Philadelphia's not that far behind them, but I think the Bucks should be the favorite there. I do see some comments for the Heat, and I don't really agree with that.
Nope, I don't either.
Someone said Knicks, but with like a sideways, laughy cry face, because they think that's funny there. All right, number 6 then, the Dallas Mavericks. Jalen Brunson, Curry, Hardaway. This is actually a pretty decent bench squad.
Yeah, I'll say it. I think they're being overlooked when it comes to the bench because if you roll out these guys just on the bench alone, it's a pretty solid lineup. Now,
hypothetically speaking,
yes.
What if Tim Hardaway starts and like Justin Jackson, who you don't have on here, I assume you have him as a starter at small forward.
I do have Justin Jackson as a starter.
What if that's flipped? Does that affect your bench viewpoints?
Not really, because Justin Jackson plus Dorian Finney-Smith, like that kind of makes up for Tim Hardaway Jr. off the bench.
Okay.
And plus Tim Hardaway Jr., he can be a perfect 6th man or he can be a perfect starter. Plus, they picked up Seth Curry, who just provides so much of what they needed that they didn't have last season in three-point shooting. I mean, the guy was top 3 in the league last year.
Yeah, I think shooting is the big addition there for Curry, or I guess the reunion of Curry in Dallas there. They needed more shooting. It was still a disappointing offseason, but they have extra depth at the big man position. They have more shooting. I do think there is a bit of a drop-off inside the top 4, but at number 6, I don't mind that too bad for Dallas there.
And if Jalen Brunson takes another step forward after a great rookie year,
that's true.
They're going to be sitting pretty with that bench.
Now, I do like shooting in 2K, and here's how you guys can get NBA 2K. Head over to chatsports.com/NBA now and use promo code CHATNBA. That gets you a 100% deposit bonus on MyBookie. So put down $50, put down $100, they'll match it. Then, once you place your first bet, email us promo@chatsports.com and we'll get you hooked up with NBA 2K. It's a fantastic deal.
I've seen a lot of people in the comments of our video saying, hey, what do? I need 2K. You just follow these steps. Yeah. Sign up, deposit, place the bet, and email us. And once you email us, we're going to get you that copy of 2K when it releases September 6th.
Let's move then inside the top 5 here. The LA Lakers, they are next up. Too high or too low?
I was back and forth. I almost took him off the list completely until I realized DeMarcus Cousins isn't going to be coming off the bench next year, at least to start the season. We'll see if he moves into that starter role. But how healthy Boogie is and how effective he can be is going to be the telling sign of this Lakers bench. I have Quinn Cook as the point guard, the second-tier point guard here, second string. And then Avery Bradley, Troy Daniels. That's shooting with Quinn Cook and Troy Daniels. You got the defense with Avery Bradley and JaVale McGee. You have instant offense from DeMarcus Cousins if he's healthy. Plus, when it comes to the reserves with Alex Caruso, Rajon Rondo, that's pretty solid for the Lakers.
Yeah, Boogie again was not in our starting lineup for the Lakers. Therefore, he gets to check in on the bench. I think is a pretty big boost for that bench squad. And if DeMarcus can be healthy, that's a big addition for LA, who I want them to actually sign Boogie last year.
Yeah, I think this was a perfect signing for both he and the Lakers.
So who should be the Lakers' fifth starter? And that assumes that, of course, Danny Green, LeBron, Kuzma, and AD are the other starters. I think it should be someone like Kentavious Caldwell-Pope because you need someone that can at least be a wing or a guard. I don't think you can roll out a lineup in terms of a full-time key star lineup of Boogie, LeBron, Kuzma, and AD. You're going to get destroyed by guards.
Yeah, I'm in full agreement with you on that one. Heck, maybe even eventually Avery Bradley can get in there, but I like Kentavious Caldwell-Pope in there.
Someone said Quinn Cook. I don't hate that one.
I don't either if you want the shooting because that's what he does.
All right, number 4. We've mentioned this before, but the New York Knicks, perhaps under the radar, have a really good bench.
They do, and it just sucks that they have such a bad starting 5.
Yeah.
But it pushes their bench to be even better because in all honesty, I mean, this looks like it could be a starting 5 for some NBA team.
Okay, which lineup would you rather have? This is just came to my mind.
Okay.
This starting 5
Okay.
or the Hornets' actual starting 5?
Ooh, so Hornets, you go Terry Rozier, Malik Monk, Miles Bridges, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, and Bismack Biyombo?
Whatever big man you want. Maybe you throw in P.J. Washington in
P.J.
there.
Washington. If I'm competing, if I'm trying to push for something, not tanking, I'm taking this Knicks bench lineup in all honesty.
Of course, they got Marcus Morris as another late addition because he's a snake and flipped on the Spurs.
Look, I love Marcus Morris. I think he's a perfect 6 man for a team trying to make the playoffs. Obviously, verbally committed to the Spurs, flipped on that, took the $15 million from New York, and he can be a small forward or a power forward in this NBA.
Reminder, top 4, I think, really have separated themselves as the best benches in the NBA. At number 3, the Brooklyn Nets, and I tried to talk you out of of keeping the Nets at 3. I wanted to flip the Knicks and the Nets here, but you overruled me.
I did. I overruled you on that one, and here's why. Spencer Dinwiddie is one of the best backup point guards in the league.
Fair.
I mean, he can be a 6-man candidate next season, and especially now that Domantas Sabonis is out of the picture as 6-man because he'll be starting, I think Dinwiddie's going to have that opportunity to be a 6-man. Plus, DeAndre Jordan's probably the best second-string center in the NBA
He is a
today.
starting caliber center.
He is starting caliber. The only reason he's not starting is because Jarrett Allen is there, and they want to continue to develop him and grow him alongside this young group. Plus, they picked up Garrett Temple and Wilson Chandler. Rodion Kurucs had a good year last year.
He started a couple of games at times.
Yeah,
Garrett Temple, Chandler are still good vet options there.
The Nets backup team is going to be really
The highs are a little bit higher for Brooklyn of DeAndre Jordan and Dinwiddie versus the Knicks going deeper overall.
Agreed.
All right, number 2, the New Orleans Pelicans. JJ Redick, Jaxson Hayes, Josh Hart, NAW, a.k.a. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Okafor. I am a big fan of what the Pelicans have here.
I almost put them number 1.
I kind of was going to push a little bit harder than what I ended up doing.
I know you did, but there are a lot of question marks here.
Yeah.
Because Josh Hart, he's still young. You don't know exactly what he's going to be. Jaxson Hayes is a rookie. You don't know what he's going to be exactly, even though he looked great in Summer League. Jahlil Okafor looked good last year, but how long can he keep that up? And then JJ Redick's JJ Redick.
The biggest issue for me, and maybe why I didn't push them harder, is the balance is kind of weird. You've got like a bunch of guards and Etuan Moore and Nickeil Alexander-Walker and Hart and JJ, 2 centers and Jaxson and Okafor, and unless Nicola Melli becomes really, really good immediately, who's your 3-4s? You're kind of like
it's like Kenrich
guards
Williams.
and centers.
Yeah, Kenrich
Still,
Williams
though.
is your 3-4, and it's not good enough.
Still, it's a good lineup there. Redick was the big surprise for me in free agency coming over on a 2-year, $26 million deal.
Yeah, it happened to like the opening of free agency too. It
There's
wasn't.
always one of those like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh, I kind of dig that.
It threw me for a loop, but it works out really, really well for the Pelicans and for JJ Redick, frankly.
Yeah, Redick gets to come in, I think, off the bench mostly.
Yeah,
They'll
should
probably limit his limits a little bit. And in the end, he gets $13 million per year over 2 years. That's good value for him there.
Yeah.
So for the Pelicans, meanwhile, will they make or miss the playoffs? Type make, of course, if you think they'll make it, or type miss.
I'm going to type miss on this one. You know, it's a loaded West. The bottom of the West is going to be tough. Like that 8, fighting for the 8 seed, it's the Mavs, it's the Pelicans, it's the Kings, it's the Spurs. I think the Pelicans are the worst of those 4 right now.
Yeah, I see a pretty even split here between make and miss, although maybe a little bit more misses. If they were in the Eastern Conference, I'd say make.
Oh, for sure.
But the West, for now, at least, is still stronger. I go with them missing the playoffs. But down the road, they will definitely be there. All right, number 1. Oh, look, again, it's the LA Clippers. I know it's boring. The Clippers have been on top for, like, everything here. But here's the thing. How can you not give it to them when they had 2 of the top 3 Sixth Man of the Year candidates?
Yeah, I mean,
that's the thing for me.
Lou Williams won Sixth Man of the Year. Montrezl Harrell had a great case for Sixth Man of the Year if Lou Williams wasn't on his team. This is going to be a stacked bench lineup, plus you bring in Mo Harkless for literally nothing.
Like, JaMychal Green's good, too.
JaMychal Green's good. He may even start on some nights, and let's say JaMychal Green starts, you put Landry Shamet on the bench, it's an even better bench. So, I love what they did. You know, Rodney Magruder's a good defender, deeper in the rotation. Fiondu Kabengele could be okay.
Magruder.
I like what they have. It'll be interesting to see for sure.
Yeah, and I think for the Clippers here overall, Lou Williams and Montrezl Harrell combining for almost 37 points per game, that's pretty impressive for me. Like, that's really good figures for 2 players who, in crunch time, again, we're not doing crunch time laps. These are just benches, i.e. how things open up a game. That's key for the Clippers to have that balance of our starting core is really good and the bench is really good as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be solid. And look, when you have these 2 going at it, this is the thing. You got the 20 points per game and the 16.6 points per game. So I'm excited to watch it. I think it's going to be really solid for the Clippers. And coming off the bench behind guys like Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, they're going to be incredible.
Yeah, I think for the Clippers, they are in really good shape for this upcoming year. Frankly, if they don't win the NBA Finals, especially with the way we're hyping them up,
yeah,
that's a pretty huge disappointment.
Yeah, I agree. If they don't at least make it to the NBA Finals, yeah, it's going to be a huge disappointment.
All right, so question for you guys. Who will win Sixth Man of the Year? You going to go Lou again?
No.
Oh, who do you have in mind?
I'm taking Spencer Dinwiddie.
You know what? I told myself I'll be different. Jimmy's going to pick Lou. I'll throw out Spencer Dinwiddie as an idea, and then here we go. He takes my idea.
Yeah, it's not going to be Carmelo Anthony, though, playing for whatever team he plays for. I'll say that.
Paul Ball says Eric Gordon. If he doesn't start, that could work.
Could work, but I think he starts. He has to start on that Houston team.
Nathan Marcus spamming Tyler Hero. The Sixers says Fred VanVleet. I don't mind that one.
That's an interesting one if they're pushing for the playoffs.
I see Clarkson. Moises says Zion, but I think he starts there. Maxi Kleber's been in there. I don't know. Stop it. I don't think that one's going to happen there. But guys in the comment section, keep them coming. Sixth Man of the Year.